Good morning. My name is S.Willhite. Thank you so much for allowing me to participate in this application process for the elementary math curriculum specialist with the North Carolina Virtual Academy. I am really excited about this opportunity, and I will go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, good morning. This is Miss Willhite. Thank you so much, fourth graders, for being here today. We are going to start a new unit on multiplying multi-digit numbers, okay? But today we're really gonna put our thinking caps on, and we are gonna learn how to do some critical thinking to become math whiz kids. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, so if you could, when it pops up, I need you to either give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you do not see the sharing of my screen. So give me 1 second. Okay, so my screen is up. Do you guys see that? Okay, great. So this unit that we're starting is going to have us focus on 3 different concepts. We're going to multiply whole numbers of up to 3 digits by 1 digit. We're going to multiply 2-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers, and we're going to use area models and products, partial products, to help us do all of that. All right. Our standard, 4th grade math standard, guys, note the hot pink letters and the blue letters, or blue words and hot pink words. So pink is what we're going to learn, and blue is what we're going to use to help us learn what's in pink. So we're going to multiply a whole number of up to 3 digits by a 1-digit whole number, and multiply up to 2-digit numbers with place value understanding. And guys, you learned place value in 3rd grade. But we are going to use area models, partial products, and properties of operations to help us. And guys, eventually this is going to take you to the standard multiplication algorithm, which is going to help you when you get to 5th grade. All right, but guys, I know for some of us, we really struggle with math, okay? And I was one of those kiddos too. But how I overcame my struggle with math is I slowed down. I took a deep breath, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do some critical thinking. We're going to look at the problem. We're going to think about it slowly and methodically and systematically, you know, all these tier 2 words that I'm using with you guys. But I think you're so super smart and know you can most likely understand what I'm getting ready to say. Going through this process is all going to help us get to the solution. So here's our lesson essential questions for today, guys. How can we use critical thinking skills to multiply multi-digit numbers? If you would, go ahead, and I'm going to drop the link in the chat again on the right side. I need you to click on that link. It's going to take you to a Padlet. When you get to the Padlet, I just want you to share out. I want you to share the different methods you use to multiply multi-digit numbers. This is a speed round, guys, so you have 1 minute. Okay, good luck. Great job, guys. I enjoyed reading your responses. Some of you have a better handle on this than others, and that's okay, because we can help each other through this process, okay? So why do we need to know this? Why is this important? Let me hear from you guys. Okay, Sarah, thanks so much for sharing. So Sarah says she needs to know it so she knows how many minutes are in an hour, how many hours are in a day. That's definitely important. Okay, Cohen also shared that he needs to know it so he knows how much money he has. So how many dimes or nickels are in a dollar. And then again, Ariana has just shared that it helps her count, like when you have large number of rows. So if you had all these, I don't know what your trending toys are, but whatever they are, it will help you if you have large numbers. If you learn how to multiply multi-digit numbers, this will help you a lot. So let's jump right in. Okay, so here is our math problem. All right, now this math problem looks an awful lot like what was on your pre-assessment. And we did the pre-assessment to see what you know. Some of you guys just knocked it out of the park, and we do have some extension activities for y'all. But for some of you, this is the new thing. It's a new world, and we're going to explore it together. But let's break this down. Remember, we're going to be math whiz kids, and we're going to think about it critically. And we're going to analyze and break it down. Okay. All right. So here's our problem. And let me go ahead and say that the inspiration for today's math problem that we're doing whole group is from Garen. Garen provided in his show and share last week that he has a flying orb ball, and I'm sure you guys have seen that on TikTok too. It's super cool, defies gravity. It kind of goes all around the room. So I thought, hey, why not create a math problem with flying orb balls? All right. So here are 100 flying orb balls. Okay. There are 100 flying orb balls in a bag. So a bag has how many? Yes, 100. And a box of flying orb balls has 3 bags. So wow, that is a lot. Okay. How many flying orb balls are there in 4 boxes? Interesting. All right, let's break it down methodically. So to do this, we have to really pull out all the facts of what we know. So we know we have how many boxes? We have 4. So that's one of our first questions. How many boxes are there? There are 4. Okay. How many bags of flying orb balls are in a box? Let's go back and take a look. So it says there are 100 flying orb balls in a bag, and a box of flying orb balls has how many? 3. Okay, let's see if we're right. 3. So we have 4 boxes and we have 3 bags in a box. All right, so now let's just take only that information and let's write a multiplication expression to show how many bags of flying orb balls there are in all the boxes. Go ahead and put your answers in the chat and let me see what you got. Okay, good try, great job. So yes, it would be 4 multiplied by 3. So how many flying orb balls are there in each bag? How many of you remember? Let's go back and take a look, and it recovers my answer. All right, there are 100 flying orb balls in 1 bag, and a box of flying orb balls has 3 bags. So let's go back over here and let's click through these again. So there are 100. Well, whoa, that is such a huge number. And wow, wouldn't that be just great? I know that Garen would just be so excited to have all 100 flying orb balls. All right, so let's write a multiplication expression to show how many flying orb balls there are in all. So let's see what you got. Great job putting it in the chat. Okay, so we have 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 100. And again, we're breaking this down into super small chunks. So here is how you're going to have to now go into that file cabinet inside your Math Whiz kid brain and pull out some information that you learned in 3rd grade and that we touched upon again at the beginning of 4th. How can you show 100 using tens as factors? Okay. 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 All right. So that's right. 10 multiplied by 10, because we know 10 multiplied by 10 is, yes, 100. So write an expression that is equal to 1 above, to the one above, using tens as factors. Yes. 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. All right, guys, that is a step-by-step process that we just went through to break down all this information that's in this math problem. So now I'm asking, explain how to use what you know about multiplying by 10, which you've done, to solve the problem. So here's a possible explanation, and thank you so much for sharing. When you multiply by 10, the digits in the other factor move 1 place to the left, and a 0 goes in that 1's place. So 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 10 is 120. And 120 multiplied by 10 is 1,200. Now, that is a lot of information, but that takes into consideration how many flying orb balls are in a bag. So let's go back to this problem. How many flying orb balls are in a bag? How many bags are in a box? And how many boxes there are? Great job, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to click back through that and we'll continue on. All right, before we break up into small groups, because I am going to go ahead and work with 2 groups this morning, and then we're going to rotate. You do have an independent practice. So you've got a critical analysis. It's an error analysis practice. Okay, so I'm giving you 5 problems, and they've already been answered. So the answers are already there, or are they? I want you to use your using error analysis process that we have worked on throughout the year. And I want you to review the steps that we just did with critical thinking. And there, if you click that link, those steps are repeated there for you. And then I want you to apply all of that and see if those answers are correct. And if they're not correct, note it. You're the teacher, guys. You're doing the error analysis on there. You're going to see if those are right. Use your steps for critical analysis, okay? And I do need all your responses submitted by 5 o'clock today. Okay, so these are our small groups. We've got our purple group with Jaden, Matthew, Blaze, Kylie, Adeline, and Luther. Yellow group is Elijah, Ariana, Brianna, Cohen, and Braylon. Blue group is Sarah, Alicia, Micah, Gage, Zavon, and David. And orange group is Alexis, Levi, Garen, Mason, and Josephina. I am going to be meeting with the purple group this morning, and I am going to meet with the orange group this morning, and then we will rotate out, but we are going to go ahead and move right to that place. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for watching this lesson. I wanted to go ahead and just kind of stop the actual lesson as kind of explain the differentiation that I'm going to be working on when I get into small groups. So I will share that when I transitioned from the classroom to an administrative role, and then when COVID hit and all the public schools were required to start using this virtual platform, you know, we were still required to come in and push in and do observations. And, you know, the struggles that teachers came up against when they had to keep the students' attention, I noticed that the teachers that were kind of fast paced, it was always engaging, it was exciting, it was a lot of moving parts, a lot of things that would change the platform so that things didn't get stagnant. Those students stayed engaged. And so when you would break into small groups, all your instruction would be differentiated. So I have my purple kids and my orange kids. My purple kids are my IEP kids. There are also kids that have reading comprehension issues. So, you know, if kids are struggling with reading comprehension, this process of critical analysis, this critical thinking skill kind of breaks it down and breaks it into smaller chunks. And they need to be able to do this before they can even use arrays or partial product strategies. So this would be an example of what I would do for my struggling learners. For my blue and yellow group kids, these were kids that were overall proficient. Some of them would actually have extension activities to push into enrichment, which I believe would be I think they are my yellow kids would be my extension enrichment kids. And so this would be an example of a problem that they could apply just the critical thinking, the critical analysis skill with, but again, using that same process. So my lesson did cover formative assessment, which was my pre-assessment. It was conducted prior to the lesson delivery. I do believe that all instruction, all curriculum has to be developed based on where your kids are at. And that's how you kind of build in acceleration, differentiation, or acceleration. And, you know, unfortunately, sometimes we do have to do concepts like remediation. But if we build the curriculum intentionally from the beginning, you lessen the likelihood of having to remediate afterwards. So I provided a whole group lesson, and it was pretty quick. We had some collaboration. We did break into small groups through differentiation, and then I did conduct informative assessments throughout, and then we moved into independent practice. So that's kind of it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much for considering me, and take care.